Hey everybody! You know, I've decided to do something different this time. Let me turn this light on. A card, my kingdom for a card. That's right, everyone! My new Let's Play, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelist of the Roses. Now, I've beaten through the entire game once. But I've played this game so many times at my friend's house. So I'm just gonna start with the new game. I may lose all my card data, but that's fine with me. Here's where they will explain the story. The British Empire in the night. Actually, you guys can read it now. That right there is known as Stonehenge. And Simon McMoran, I think. McMoran, I think. Ooh. Alright, so for the most part, Simon McMoran is actually a good guy. He sides with the red roses. He's the High Druid and servant of Lancaster, which is Yudi's side. And hold on. And you gotta write your name. So I'm going to name myself G-I-Y-G-A. Yes, Gygus. I don't care. Gygus, a fine name indeed. Now here's the situation. The year in 1485, you are currently in Stonehenge, near Salisbury, England. The British Empire is in turmoil with the House of Lancasters, challenged by the Yorkist, which is Kaiba's side, also known as Seto's side, the White Roses. Using the red rose cards, we summoned you, Gygus, to this day and age. Exactly! Although, there is a catch to this. And the rule in dueling in this game is so much different than regular duels. So, the existence of movement or positioning. The other is the deck leader concept, which is almost like the deck master, but it's different. These are two aspects of dueling that were lost in the process when the ancient sport of duel monsters was adapted to card form. I don't play a practice duel. I can explain. And I think that you have to choose out of three decks which one you want. Okay. Alright. See that deck? Let's see here. It's zombie deck, warrior deck, or machine deck. Let's see, let's go with a warrior deck. I see you selected your deck. So that's the effect of the select Celtic red rose cards. It looks like there's some truth to the rumor that the red rose cards are capable of time transformation. Who's there? It's Seto. It's been some time since the battle of Bonnet, old one. Rose and Cruz, what brings you here? Only a member of the Rose Crusaders may call me by that name. If you may recall, I told you once before that you may only address me as Seto. Or does memory fail you, old man? And you must be the dreaded Rose Duelist. I must admit, there's a certain aura of power emanating from you. I believe an introduction is in order. I am Seto, leader of the Rose Crusaders. There are members of our little group who prefer to call me by the name of Rosencruz. I ask you again, what brings you here, Seto? Mind your manners, old man. What else would bring me here? I've come for the red rose cards. After all, it was you who showed me how the summoning capabilities would evolve when the red rose cards are combined with the transport powers of the white rose cards. You aren't thinking of attempting the forbidden rose summoning. If so, then the red rose cards must never fall into your evil hands. Card sorcery taps into the powers of the ancient ones. By their very nature, each card is a double-edged sword that can cut both ways. The rose cards alone harness tremendous power. There's no telling what horrors one might unleash to the world by combining both red and white. I would sacrifice my own life if need to prevent any from uttering the spell of doom. The spell of doom? Fool! The 16 red and white rose cards grant power over all. True legend had twisted the true meaning of these cards. We Rose Crusaders have sworn to create a utopia free from the ravages of war. We intend to accomplish this with the power of the cards. And we shall do so by extending the rule of Virtue 3 throughout the known world. By the way, it was clever of you to form a circle of red roses within a white rose barrier to summon the Rose Duelist. But you were foolish to come along. This area is surrounded, and if you wish to leave with your life, you will do so only by handing over the red rose cards. Me? A fool? Then what about you? Are you fool enough to actually believe the red rose cards would remain here in my possession? Right after the summoning, I had the cards dispersed among our best duels to keep them from your tainted hands. Then you leave me with but one option. I shall enlist the aid of your precious Rose Duelist. You take leave of your senses. And you speak too soon, old man. Heed my words, Duelist. If you wish to return to your proper time period, you will require 16 cards of the red and white roses. Red and white positions must be laid out in reverse at the summon in order to send you home. You know the spell. Since you need the 16 rose cards just as much as we do, I propose a partnership. Help us grant the cards, and I shall guarantee your return after we've achieved our ultimate goal. An absurd proposal. Do you think that the Honorable Gygas would even lend an ear to your ridiculous proposal? Can you be sure? Be so sure, old man? Let me see. Simon's side has 8 of the red rose cards, while my side, the red crusaders, have possession of the 8 white rose cards. As the numbers are even, simple arithmetic indicates that you could side with either of us. But I'm sure you will take into account who's winning this war. After all, who is desperate enough to summon you in the first place? I think it's quite clear which side is in better position to send you home. Gygas, heed not the words of this power-hungry lunatic! Simon, must you resort to name-calling? I'm hurt. I'll tell you what, why don't we leave the decision to our dear Duelist? After all, Simon, the Duelist future is not for us to decide now, isn't it? Well, yes, but... Splendid! In keeping with the tradition of the old temple gardens, I offer you a choice, Duelist. Here are 2 roses. The white represents me and the red for old Simon here. For the sake of justice, choose the red rose. Stay by my side, Duelist. Choose the white rose. Alright, side with the Yorkis is with Kaiba, side with Lancastrians is Simon, and Yorkis is Kaiba. So, Lancastrians, how disappointing. Oh well, you made your choice, and I respect it. For now, I will guarantee your safe passage until you met with Yugi. After all, I don't want our little game to end too quickly. That wouldn't be sporting. I look forward to the day when we meet again, Duelist. Until then... And here's where you start off. The French Empire, Brest, Isle of Bretagne. And we're back, people. And in this game, Yugi is known as Henry Trumer. Now is when you actually start. There we go.